hamburgers fall under the category of Italian-American food, depending on the toppings. And it was not something that I learned how to cook. My dad, who is the Italian-American in the family, almost never cooked except hamburgers. My mom, who's Irish, learned how to cook Italian and taught me very little. But luckily, I spent an awful lot of time with my grandmother, Nana, who taught me everything she knew before she died. Learning about cooking can be so important. Or not. My children also have grown up picking kale out of the garden and referring to it as lollipops because it's a long stem with something you eat on top. So, things through kids' eyes can be remarkable. And here to talk about farming through kids' eyes is Jake Krain.
Have you ever had to herd 30 sheep and 30 children at the same time? Because I have. But let me explain a little bit. I work at Redgate Farm. We are an educational farm, which means I have the wonderful job of getting to farm with children. And there are some amazing things that come out of that. They build self-confidence, they learn about teamwork, they connect with nature. And one of the many things that kids do with us on the farm is taking care of our livestock, which includes sheep. So this one summer, we were moving our sheep from one pasture to the other. And it just so happened that this field was really far away from their current location. I'm talking down a hill, behind a barn, around a corner, up our driveway, across the road to the new pasture. So I sit down to make my plan, and something you should know about me, I love planning. If every minute of my day was known and scheduled, that's a good day. So I sit down to make my plan, and I'm struck with the most brilliant idea. I got it. I will have the whole camp, all 30 kids and 6 counselors, move the sheep with me. What could go wrong? So I gather everyone together. All right, guys, today we're gonna move the sheep. But before we do, I need to teach you a few things. Can anyone tell me, are sheep predators or are they prey? They're prey. Great. So what does that mean? Well, it's okay, I'll explain. It means that if you go towards a sheep, most likely they're gonna go in the opposite direction because they think you might be hunting them. We'll use that to our advantage today to get them to where we wanna go. But some of our sheep are curious, and if they come up to you, there's a simple trick. You can clap your hands and stomp your feet and go, yah, yah, yah. Can you do that? The kids do it back to me. Yah, yah, yah. Perfect. Now, we're also gonna be creating a human fence along the whole route. So you're gonna put your arms out wide, your feet out wide, you're gonna be nice, tall, and confident. And the kids do that back. Great. So we've got our yawing, we've got our fence, we're ready. So the whole camp, all 30 kids line up. I take a smaller group with me, they go with a counselor, and they go behind the sheep to push. And I'm in the front with a bucket of grain. And I start to shake. The sheep notice me, and they start running. So I start running, and I'm shaking my grain, and I'm running by these kids. I'm like an Olympic runner holding my torch. And I make it all the way to the pasture. And I turn around, and it is chaos. Instead of crossing the road, the sheep have escaped and they've gone up the road towards our neighbor's orchard. And the kids, knowing that that's not where the sheep should have gone, are running after them, doing the one thing I taught them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is a cacophony of sound. The sheep are baaing, the kids are yawing. I've got counselors running after kids who are running after the sheep. So we think fast and another staffer runs up the road as fast as he can and gets ahead of the sheep. In a panic, the sheep turn around, noticing the nice, quiet, green pasture they were supposed to go to all along. As soon as the last sheep gets into the pasture, I close the gate as fast as I can. Whew. Inside, I am furious at myself for planning such a terrible project. And I'm already thinking about how I'm going to tell the kids that everything's okay, sheep are fine and happy. And as I go to turn to them, I realize the kids are elated. They are grinning from ear to ear. That was the best project ever. I can't wait to tell my mom I heard sheep. And they were right. It was awesome. And I realized, yeah, the planner in me was not happy. That did not go well. But the farmer in me was quite amused, because those kids really were farming. I don't know a farmer that hasn't had an animal escape or a storm come in quickly and you've got to act quickly. And the educator in me was really satisfied, because those kids had a very memorable experience and they did learn something. And when they go home and they find themselves in a situation that changes on them all of a sudden, they're going to be okay. They're going to think to themselves, I got this. It's just like herding sheep. Thank you.
CISA is so honored to bring you these stories about local food and our culture. If you'd like to learn more about CISA's work and our programs, please go to buylocalfood.org. Thank you.